everybody, and welcome to another at-home gymnastics video. My name is Miss Shelby as always, and today is our 20th video. It is floor today, so let's get ready to get those hearts pumping and ready to warm up. Today we're going to be doing all those different kinds of chassés that we did. We're going to be doing them in a relay form. So if you have a sibling or your mommy and daddy would do it with you, you could do down a hallway or around the house, and you could do each one and see who wins. So for example, first we're going to start off, I'm going to make sure I get this right. Oh, yep, slow, fast, long, short, high, and low chassés. So the first one we're going to do is some slow chassés. Slow, slow, slow. And then going to do some really fast ones. Fast, fast, fast. Good. I'm just doing a quick review of our chassés. Yep, long and short are next. So try to do a super duper long chassé. Oh gosh, those are hard. And then super little tiny baby ones. Little short baby chassés. Good. And now we're going to do those high and low chassés. Go really high. Woo! And go really low. Ugh, like our lunges. Ugh. Those are really hard. So go ahead and warm up, get that heart pumping. Ooh, mine is already. And then we will do our tuck support one more time. Remember, if you are having trouble with that tuck support, crisscross applesauce. I'll remember to turn today, since this is the fourth time we've done it. We're going to push up nice and strong and hold it for 3 seconds. If you can go ahead to your tuck and hold it, balancing. Oh, and hold it. You can lean back a little, might help. But those are very hard. Try to hold it for those 3 seconds there, friends, for our position. Today is floor day, and the day is actually the 5th time we've done floor, so this is going to be our cartwheel day. So remember, we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, ta-da, at the end of everything. Miss Shelby does it anyway, but I really want to make sure you emphasize that when you finish a move in gymnastics, unless you're going into another move, your arms are always, 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 always by your ears, unless your teacher tells you otherwise, because it's a good habit to get into, because when we do competitive gymnastics, it is always proper to end with our arms up, and it's good for going in to that next move anyway. So today's cartwheel day. We are going to really be focusing on doing a perfect cartwheel, because it's not we're perfectionists at gymnastics. We just want to teach you the proper way to do a gymnastics move. So when we do, every time Miss Shelby says, point your toes, straighten your legs, arms by your ears, stand up straight, go faster. I'm not doing it because I want you to have perfect cartwheels, as I want you to be the best you can be, and I know you're capable of doing your very best. So remember, in a cartwheel, Miss Shelby is a lefty, so if you're a righty, just pretend I'm doing it right, because my opposite cartwheel is not very pretty, so I will do my left cartwheel. Pointy toes, nice and straight, arms up by those ears always. And for basic cartwheels, when you begin, your tummy is really facing the wall your leg is starting. If I was a righty, my tummy would be facing this wall. So if you're having trouble with your cartwheel, try that. Try thinking my tummy has to face this wall. Start out turn sideways. That might help you learn to make sure your tummy is going the right direction. But go ahead and turn back forward with me and do that cartwheel. Arms up, squeeze. Good. See how I landed facing the opposite way? That's because I'm ready to pivot and go again. We'll go more into pivoting, a little more into detail, but let's go again. Make sure my legs are pointy straight and my toes are pointy straight. And make sure my arms are up. Let's see if you can do it too. Oh, very nice. Ah, I fell over. I was trying to squeeze. I didn't squeeze hard enough. Good. So those are how you do really nice, pretty cartwheels. I think pivot is next. Yes. The reason it is good to have this line, now Miss Shelby has it on here because I don't want to take it on and off of my mat every week, but if you have a line that you can practice on, that's going to help your cartwheel be better on the floor, and especially when you move up to do it on the beam. Now, I know you're thinking, Miss Shelby, I can't do a cartwheel on the beam. Yes, you can with practice. Squeezing nice and tight and starting easy on a line, you'll be able to move up to a floor beam that's flat, then to those blue beams at gymnastics, and then next to the shorter brown colored beam, and then to the high beam. So, mommies and daddies, if your child's having trouble with staying on the line of the cartwheel, it may be because they're not kicking high enough. That's really a common problem, or they're sticking their head out during their cartwheel. Watch this example. I'm going to keep my chest, instead of flat to the wall, I'm going to stick it out. They might be doing this, and my head was sticking towards the door, and they're landing way over here. That's because they're not kicking. Or if my arms are up, but I don't kick hard enough, I come down way too short. I'm not kicking high enough and going fast enough. So be sure to be kicking, going fast enough, and not turning when you land. This is about the pivot. So I'm going to do my cartwheel. I'm going to stick it. Do not move. And then I'm going to come in the middle so you can see. I'm going to pop up on my toes and turn really fast. That's a pivot turn in a cartwheel. Now on beam, it's a little different. Pivot turns are together, but at the end of a cartwheel, we do a pivot like this. And now I'm ready to do my next cartwheel. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to scoot back a bit so that way I can do a pivot turn in the middle. I'm going to stick it, squeeze, pivot. Good. And then I'm ready to do my next cartwheel. Next, we are going to do our opposite cartwheel. Don't laugh too hard, friends. I know Miss Shelby's opposite cartwheel is pretty funny. I might can get my legs straight, but we will try our very best. I'm going over this way. Mommies and daddies, if your friend or your little one is trying their opposite cartwheel, just be sure there's plenty of room. Help them support. Remember to tell them to have strong arms. Have strong arms, you're going to bump your noggin, and that won't be no fun. So go ahead and kick. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought. My feet landed on the line, but my hands were not on the line. So let me try again. Going back to this side because that is my right leg that I'm opposite with. Trying to land on that line. Oh, still not on the line with my hands, but I am with my feet, so that means my body is not completely flat. I'm bent just a little bit because I'm reaching with my hands out a little more because I'm overcorrecting because it's my opposite. But if your kid is doing it almost that straight, that is really, really good. I've had a lot more practice, so I don't get a pass. I have to land on the line. Now, and last on our cartwheel, of course, is that one-handed cartwheel that we have been working on. Remember, friends, do not move up until you have your cartwheel as good as your normal one with where you're at. Miss Shelby is now on her forearm. I think by next week I might be able to move up to my elbow, but we will see. It's okay. It might take a few weeks, but you practicing so many more, I bet you'll be able to move up much faster than Miss Shelby. So I'm going to hold my arm, give it a nice kick. Oop, that's pretty good. I got almost on the line. Let's try one more. Up, 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 up. Squeezing, kicking tall, just like our normal cartwheel. This leg was a bit bent. Shame on Miss Shelby. Straighten that leg, Miss Shelby. But those were pretty good for one-handed cartwheels. That means I still need to work on that forearm. Let's go ahead and do our regular basic 5, friends. We're going to do our rolls first. We've been doing that tuck roll all week long, but finish off with a few tuck rolls for me. Nice and tall, up, up, up. Good. Do 5 of those, friends. We're going to move on to, or do 3, because we're going to do a lot of floor stuff, so do at least 3. Go down in that straddle roll. The lower you get, the easier it'll be to pop up. Knees up, legs straight. Well, not up, excuse me. We're not doing the split, but don't bend your knees in. Have them straight. Ready? And put your hands down. And roll and pop up. Good. If you can keep rolling, that's awesome. Haha, Miss Shelby's going to do her pike roll. As always, it is a bit scary. You're kind of diving into it. Try to keep your legs straight. Miss Shelby's just going to go for it because I overthink it every time. I bent them a little less this time, but pop up on that bottom when you do that roll. Remember to do 3. Back roll, we can't really progress to our back extension roll here at home because we don't have a nice mat to kind of propel us. If you do have a wedge mat at home, great. Be doing those back extension rolls with parents' help. But if you're on the ground, you can be trying to keep your legs straight in that back roll. Miss Shelby's going to try to do her back roll. Getting ready. Don't lose that momentum. Roll, roll, roll. Push, 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 push. Oh, almost. I'm trying to do a back extension roll, I guess, because I keep my legs straight. I'm so used to keeping them straight in a candlestick, but I did push a little harder that time, so that was easier. Headstand. We're gonna do that press headstand today. Remember, get those chairs for the elevated to start off. It does make it a bit easier. Let me pull it back a little so you can see. It's just like doing those cast drills. Remember, put the head down, feet on the objects. Oh, at the same time as Shelby G's. And press up into your headstand and come down out of it. If you can do that, do it on the ground for your press headstand today. Let me see. Oh, and for handstand again, always that shoulder touching. Do 10. I'll give you a break today. Do 5. So it'd be 10. So it'd be 1, 1, 2, 2, and then 5. Against the wall, we're going to be really trying to hold like we have been. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice and tall. 10. Hold it. And come down. Oop, I bit my leg when I was coming out of that. So try to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze up. Oh, Miss Shelby didn't kick high enough. Let's try one more. I don't want to end on that note. Up, up, up. Squeeze. That was better. Up. Nice and tall. Turn my body there at the end. Don't do that. At the end of your handstand. Now we will do our last coordination, cooperation with our scarves again today. Remember, you can use a Kleenex or a sock if you don't have a scarf. Let me see. I can't read from all the way back there. We are going to pick up the scarves. We're going to do it with our feet again and kicking. We're going to do the other foot and then with 2 scarves. So start with 1 because Miss Shelby forgot to start with 1 the other day. So we're just going to work on picking up our scarf with our foot and do the opposite foot. Good. Try to toss it up and catch it. Try with the other foot. Ready? And catch it. Ooh, that's kind of hard, isn't it? Try to do your foot around in a circle. And do it the other way. Let me turn this way so you can see me a little better. In a circle. Good. Can you do your foot to the side? Can you do your foot to the other side? Good. That's hard to do with your feet. Can you kick it back behind you? Kick. I'm going to use this other one because it's right here for my other foot. Can you do it with your other foot? Kick. All right. Now, let me see what else was on my list. We kicked it. We did the other foot. And now we have to do 2. So go ahead and put both feet, or scarves in both feet. Kick it. Kick. 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 Good. Kick the other one. Kick. Oh, I ripped it. Oops. That's okay. These ones were kind of really thin anyway. Oops. We'll put that one away. But go ahead and finish kicking with your scarves. And last, what we are going to be doing for our cool down is our 3 splits. And I want you to do it with your scarf today. So go ahead, do your cartwheel leg. We're going to put it in our toes. Just to mix it up. All the way down. Hold it for 20 seconds. Older kids, now level 1s. Younger kids, you can do 10. Make sure those hips are turned. Turn around, switch feet. Make sure that back foot is flat. Put that scarf in your toe. Make sure it's all pointy straight. Hold it for 10 and 20. And then do the middle. You can go ahead and bring your scarf out to the middle too, holding your hands if you want. Do your elbows if you can go down all the way. Make sure your knees are up and your bottom is in line with your feet. And hold that for 10 and 2 as well. Guys, I hope you've had a wonderful week here. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Fun Dance Friday. Today, our picture that you will need to post is of your one-handed cartwheel. Go ahead and leave me a like or a smiley face or a heart and share this with your gymnastics friends so they can have some fun with you too. Guys, I hope you've had a wonderful week. Remember, next week will be when we post the winners But tomorrow at 9 o'clock on Friday is when I will be tallying up this week's entries. So if you miss out and do not watch your videos and do it this week, the entries will be done for the prize. Now you can watch them anytime you want, but for the prize entry drawing for the mat, you have to watch them this week before 9 o'clock on Friday morning, so that way I can get this week's tallied up and then we'll be ready for next week. So guys, you have a lovely week and I can't wait to see you on Monday. I will catch you later. Bye guys.